Hello, welcome to Undisputed Boxing. We're back a little bit later this time. Apologies, but I am now officially back in the same time zone as Rick. We're here to talk about the Lewis Ritson versus Ponce and the card. I have only just seen the fight on repeat, and then we'll do a quick boxing prediction and news video next as well. So, Rick, what did you make of the comeback of the Sandman? Bit disappointing, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's shown a few times that you need to question at what level he's at, and he just seems to step. If he gets too far above British, he doesn't look that good, and then gets found out. And this guy was typical South American. I think it was South American or Central
Argentinian.
American.
Yeah,
South American. Hard as they come. I know it's a weird comment, but a really weird back. His back seems like arch really weirdly, but he could just take his power basically, and he had all the energy, and he was also probably a bit more skillful and a bit more accurate with his punching. Ritson, it started off with a bit of a jab fest, and then Ritson seemed to kind of open up a bit, and then got caught with a body shot. And I don't know if he just didn't recover from that, or he did and he just got out fought, but just. I think it's a sign really that Matchroom, I imagine, will start backing off a bit of Ritson. I think he'll still probably sell tickets and that, so he might headline a couple more times. But I just can't see how he, I don't think that guy is particularly brilliant. If he fought Taylor, I think he'd get sorted out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think his level is. Has he won a British? Has he won a European title yet?
No, he lost the European title fight to Patera.
Yeah.
If you remember, that was when the wheels started to come off the hype train a little bit. But that was actually a lightweight. So he fought at lightweight, lost to Patera. I think he got stopped late, and I think a kind of excuse / was. We need to maybe step up to light welterweight.
Yeah.
But it just seems, I don't know, it just feels like it's all been a bit of a hype job. I think probably the biggest hype job since O'Hara Davis on the Matchroom banner.
Yeah, I mean, he's walking through people and that, and he's still got a bit of a career. I think he can go back down and come again, but it's like I just don't see, unless the division goes incredibly weak, which I can't see it doing. I don't know where he goes really, but it's a guy's career. He's not just going to throw it in now. I don't know how old he is. Is he like early 30s?
I don't think he's that old, to be honest. Let me just double check whilst you're still there.
But yeah, he I don't want to see that guy give up and that, but he might want to drop back down again, get another fight under his belt or two, try for a European title again. I don't know what he's doing. It seemed quite a jump up really, because he got beat at European level. He fought a couple of fights at that weight, didn't look great, and then went into a what do you call it? Final eliminator, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes. Against Vasquez, you mean?
How many fights has he had at this weight?
I think 5 now. That was his 5th fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he has earned his place. I don't know. But...
I mean, the Robbie Davies Jr. Performance I thought was pretty good, and we're starting to kind of get back on board with it. But I mean, he completely blew everybody away domestically, and I think that was the reason for a lot of the hype. He was demolishing these guys, but I do think that the domestic scene for lightweight was pretty poor. You talk about Scott Cardle and who else was it? Joe Murray. People like that. I mean, they're not anywhere near European level.
It's always hard to know, isn't it? Until you blow someone away of quality, like what Ben did with Vargas. You know what I mean? When you blow someone away who's quality, who's not totally past it, and has been in with the best, it's always going to be a question mark. You know what I mean? It's like Price. typical price in a sense. But it's hard not to get hyped because we want to believe and we want to get behind them and that.
We do.
So,
but I think part of the reason for the hype was the of where he was from, and I think there are some similarities between Lewis Ritson and Newcastle United and Newcastle and Leeds United football fans. You know Josh Warrington did for Leeds. You know, it's almost like Newcastle as a town is crying out for, whilst the football team's not doing particularly well, they're kind of crying out for that kind of boxing style. I think Matchroom tried to do that a little bit with Bradley Saunders many years ago. He just kind of fell off a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to see where he goes from here because he was never really in the fight, I didn't think. I thought Ponce it looked very ominous, really, kind of after rounds 3 and 4. I really didn't see how. He lost
the first round clearly. I actually had him winning, I think, the second. I remember thinking, all right, well, that's a good comeback. You know, he looked better there. I think he lost everything after that. He might have won one at best.
Yeah.
But I pretty much had him losing everyone. Every time he fired, he'll throw a few shots. And the guy would take them and just come back with a load more and push him back. It was just the same pattern. Yeah. He just couldn't put a dent in him. And I just also think I think when he was fighting, the crab, he could put a few punches together and the power would just wobble them and he could finish them.
Yeah.
With this, he'd he'd throw a few punches, but he had nothing else. He doesn't have a great variety of shot and he's not cute or over skillful and that. He can't evade stuff very well. So he just got... He got found out, really. He was one of these where he wasn't that talented. When his power didn't do anything, he doesn't have much else to offer. He's a tough lad because he took a lot of punishment, to be fair, in there. He's tough, but, I think we need to just talk about, the stoppage because I've never seen anything like that before. And I didn't even know what the ruling was. But at first I was like, is this referee on drugs or something, but I know he's a very well respected referee and I think I've met him a few times, can't remember his name now. I just thought you can't do that, but apparently you can do that. So the question is not if you can or can't do that, it's why would you do that, I suppose. So apparently if a towel comes in, the ref can overrule it or can ignore it. So he's not broken any rules. Which I was surprised about. I'm surprised that's even a rule. And I have seen video afterwards saying that he said to the corner in the changing rooms, listen, I saw the towel come in, but I felt he could go on. He was hurt to the body, not to the head, and are more protective over like headshots. But I don't know if anyone throws the towel in, I'd just probably wave it off, even if it was ridiculous.
I have seen it once or twice before, and I'm pretty sure I'd need to kind of investigate on YouTube and see if we can find the video. But I'm pretty sure there is a case where the referee has done that, and then actually the other fighter actually came back and won the fight. I don't know if I'm completely making that up, but I'm pretty sure I've seen something like that. It was one of those kind of weird boxing kind of a montage of weird boxing events, But if you think about it like that, I mean, the referee is probably the better judge of whether he can continue or whether he can see something in it because he's right there. Like the cornermen are they're much lower, I don't know, a bit more emotionally invested. I think the referee is going to be the better judge of anybody as to whether somebody can continue or not.
I don't know. I'd say your corner know you the best, and they've been speaking to you in the corner and whatnot. So I'm not sure.
But the referee's right.
At the end of the day,
the referee is right there, and he can look into their eyes. He can see, how much fight they've got left in them, and whether they're thrown back or not.
Yeah, no, I know, but I just think if your corner say it's enough, I think even if the ref, most of the time a towel comes in. It is overriding the ref because the ref hasn't stopped it. That's why you're throwing the towel in. But I just think that, the ref's made his decision at that point. He doesn't want to stop it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be throwing a towel. It's like the Wilder fight. Do you know what I mean? The towel came in. The ref hadn't stopped it. He may have been getting close to it. What actually surprised me more now I look back on it is the towel came in because basically at the end of that, I don't know which round it was, but say it was like the end of the 9th going into the 10th. Not sure I've got my rounds right there, but the corner says we're going to give you one more round. So you kind of know that at that point, and then he comes out and he throws a few shots because he knows it's either all or nothing. He throws a few shots, and the same thing happens. He takes them and he comes flying back with more shots, and he goes down with a body shot, gets up, and the towel comes in.
Yeah.
And then he throws it out, and he goes down again.
Yeah.
And he counts him again. And then he gets up, and then I think it's the third time he goes down, he then waves it off.
Yeah.
So it's mad. It's like, even though the towels come in, he counts him, he lets him go down again and let him get up. I don't know, bit much really, but I suppose I've learned something. I didn't know that the ref could overrule a towel.
Overrule, yeah.
Because it's almost like you and your team. I know it's not the boxer, but it's your team saying that's enough. I actually just don't think the ref has the right to go, nah.
Yeah.
You know. So it's a bad rule, really. I think it needs looking at. Final thing on it, Babic. I don't think you saw this. It's the only bit. I was actually away this weekend, so I got to see the. I made sure I carved in seeing that live. I didn't see anything else, but I have watched the Babic fight since. And again, another typical Babic performance. It was really good. I think it's third or fourth round. Had him rocked a few times, flying in. He actually got caught a couple of times, but the guy didn't really carry power. But there's one shot that I thought, oh, what's that going to do? So weirdly, you don't see Babic taking much punishment, even though he's quite crude.
Yeah.
I know it's a matter of time. And he's not been with anything any good. But this guy caught him a couple of times, but he seemed to be fine. So yeah, the Babic train rolls on. But I think he's just gonna get padded a bit, and just make up these undercards, and he's good. I think he's in the fight camp as well, which we'll talk about. But I think he'll be padded, and then he'll step up a level. Totally way out of his league. It'll go from like little incrementals to like that and get flattened.
Yeah. But it'll be fun whilst it lasts, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't see him going the distance with anybody really. It's just going to be one of those kind of fun, like I say, a good fun fighter to have on any card.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna make some time to try and watch it this week for sure.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's wrap it up. Okay, we're going to do another video. We'll do some boxing news, and we'll do a prediction on Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. All right. Thanks everybody for listening.